Hi, I'm Cole Price of Price Performance Horses. I train here at Liberty Ranch. Today I want to show you how to properly fit a bit, and also I'm going to show you the two types of cavesons or mouth shutters that I like to use. So before I go to properly put this bit in this horse's mouth, I want to show you a pet peeve of mine, and this is strictly for safety. When I take this halter off, and no matter on the brokest horse, I do this to every one, I put the halter around the neck. For example, if this horse would spook, or some horses get smart and walk off, I still have full control of this. I've seen horses run around the property with nothing but a saddle on. It's usually not a pretty picture. So for safety reasons, I always do this. Now, when I put my caveson on, I want to put it right on their mouth, right over their nose, just like so. So as you can see, this mouth shutter, I can fit about a finger and a half, 2 fingers in there. I believe the mouth shutter or caveson should not take effect until the horse opens its mouth. When the horse opens his mouth, it should feel resistance. When it's closed, it should not feel anything. So it is a training tool in its own manner. It's not to physically just keep this horse's mouth tied shut, because trust me, it'll know when it's on or off. So I want it to be snug. Whenever that horse gaps his mouth, I want it to feel resistance. So I also don't like them to be way up high. I like them to be about from the mouth to the cheekbone. I like it to sit about right in the middle. To me, if you get way up here, it's kind of pointless. So about right in there. Now this is a correction bit. This is one of my favorite bits that I like to ride in, but I like to let the horse put the bit in the mouth slowly, try not to bang any of their teeth, and then I put the bridle on just like so. And I'm super picky, so I like to make sure the mane and everything is in there smoothly. And then I take off my halter. So that is the process that I put the bridle on. Now, when I go to take this bridle off, I put the halter back on, just like so. So this bit is making contact with the corner of her mouth. It's barely touching it. It's not pulling it up. She maybe has a wrinkle. That's the ideal situation or ideal spot for me when I'm riding with a bridle. It's maybe a touch looser than some people want, but I believe that when this horse is in the right position and I give it on a loose rein, there should be nothing pulling on this horse's mouth. If it was up here tight, when I release my reins, it's still pulling on her. So to me, that horse is gonna get heavier. So I like it to sit just in the corner. Now, this is as important, the bit placement, this is as important as the bit and placement. The curb chain and how loose or how tight the curb chain. Good rule of thumb, if you have really fast hands or a horse that's shockier in the face, loosen your curb chain. That'll slow your hands down. The tighter it is, the quicker the contact and the more it's gonna bind that horse up. I personally like to be able to fit, that's a little loose. If I were to hold her head straight, about 2 fingers in there. So I would probably tighten this one up one more notch. And I always check, because every horse is made differently right here. A lot of people just set their curb chains and they grab a bridle and go. I always check on my curb chains. So there, it's just a little bit, it's snug. I can fit 2 fingers in there. So when it's back at a 45-degree angle, it takes hold. So there's a lot of pre-signal before that bit or that curb chain really takes an effect. So I ideally want my horses to get off that much pressure. Then they should, if not, I'll pull just a little bit more and that bit's gonna take effect. So I personally ride with a little bit looser curb chain than a lot of people, because I want this horse to have more time to think and stay relaxed. Now, the other type of mouth shutter that I like to use is a drop noseband. And they come in 3 different sizes. I believe this is a small. She's a smaller nosed mare. The drop noseband is for your more advanced horses. I really don't use them until the 3-year-old year. Once I know that this horse is very, very soft. Some horses just don't get along with it. It's maybe a little bit more severe to them, or it binds them up a little bit more. So I'm gonna take this one off. Anytime I take a bridle off or mouth shut, I take it off really slow. I try not to bang their teeth. That will save you a lot of work in the future. If I would jam this bit in this horse's mouth, pretty sure the next time it's not going to take the bit. If you notice, every time I put the bit in this mare's mouth, she drops her head down. That's because I've spent a lot of time with the bit, taking my time, making sure that she's broke to put the bit in her mouth. So the way these go on is these will go on last, and this will go under the bit. And what I like to do is I like to tuck it behind the bridle and behind the buckles on both sides. And that just kind of keeps it back out of the way. And I put it behind the headstall itself. So this is going to be a little more severe. Reason is it's lower here, and the horse has this is going to be a little more sensitive area. Again, I could fit 2 fingers in, so this will not take effect until the horse actually opens its mouth or gaps. I like my horses to be able to open their mouth a little bit just to feel the bit, but I don't want it to be clamped down when a claustrophobic. Like I said, these things are a training tool. They're not meant to keep the horse's mouth shut. They're meant to put pressure on the horse's mouth once it's open. So this is one of my favorite tools right here. Some horses, they just don't take it real well. So you kind of got to figure out your horse. But to me, if you want to get one really, really soft and keep them soft, I like to use the drop noseband. This is a 3-year-old. We're here in January. She's been in the bridle for maybe 2 weeks. I would probably wait for her. I would probably try it in April on her. Just make sure I got everything soft. It's kind of more of a finishing deal in my program. So that's what that'll look like right there. I like my bridles a little bit looser. My mouth shutters don't take effect until that horse actually has gapped its mouth. Just like that. So.
All right, hi, I'm Frank Costantini. I'm here this afternoon with Amanda Lester and Chloe Lawrence. Amanda, you have some questions you'd like to ask Chloe and I as far as what we do with Markel?
I sure do, Frank. So what all does Markel cover?
We cover farms and ranches, equine mortality, commercial liability, and also autos.
And Frank, what's so important about Markel?
Well, we provide service. You know, it's a 24-hour claim service anytime, day or night. If you can't get a hold of a Markel representative on our toll-free number, as I tell people, Chloe keeps her phone by her bedside all the time, and unless I'm on a plane, my phone is on. So we've got about 24-hour service, and I think that's very important because horse people, as you know, have difficulty keeping a schedule. And what most people would consider the norm, horse people don't. It's just whatever the particular animal needs, and we'd like to offer the fact that we're available whenever they need us. Horses don't know if it's Christmas, Easter, or the 4th of July. Every day's the same.
Well, Frank and Chloe, thank you guys so much for your time, and thank you for your sponsorship of Virtual Horse Help and other reining events and other shows and all that. You guys are a great part of this industry.
Well, Amanda, we appreciate what you do, and with Virtual Horse Help, and also your contribution that you make, and the publicity you bring to companies like Markel and to people like Chloe and myself.
Awesome, guys. Thank you, Chloe, for your time.
Thank you, and knowledge is power.